And this is the global forecast for September 2015, brought to you by the wonderful people at AskTheAnswer.com, the UK's leading phone line for psychics, mystics, channelers and tarot readers. This is not going to be an easy month. It's probably going to be one of the two most difficult months of the year for a large number of people, especially at the global level. There's a number of different reasons for this. Firstly, Saturn is finally leaving Scorpio on the 18th and it moves into Sagittarius, bringing with it a whole different pattern. Whereas in the last 2.5 years we've seen the exposure of corruption, we've seen the exposure of sexual abuse and all of this type of stuff relating to Scorpio, now Saturn's moving into Sagittarius, so his attention's going to turn to the fundamentalists, the religion and the higher echelons of law. That in itself is not a major big deal. But what is a big deal is the fact that in the middle of this month, Mercury is going to stand still in the middle of Libra and go retrograde. And when it does so, it's going to be squaring Pluto. This is not something which is only going to be a couple of days long. It's all month, from about the 4th through to the 27th. So all month, Mercury squared Pluto, and that is going to bring a great deal of lies, deceit, verbal manipulation, and you can be sure that what comes out of the mouths of the politicians, the priests, the rulers over the coming month can be taken with a pinch of salt. It won't be the authentic reality. It will be not so much hype and spin, but it won't be the fullness of truth, because the truth has yet to come up and be revealed. Venus and Mars are together in late Leo and will be all month, and particularly on the 10th of September. Those of you who are up early in the morning, by which I mean 2 hours before dawn, look to the eastern horizon and you will see a conjunction of the Moon and Venus and Mars. Should be quite spectacular, but that's only going to be early morning on the 10th of September. Jupiter's opposing Neptune, and this is the start of what I see as the flood of empathy. We're seeing floods everywhere now in terms of rain. We're seeing floods of immigration all over the world with refugee crises, and the empathy, the sensitivity, the emotional receptiveness to all of this is rapidly escalating. Along with Mercury square Pluto and opposite Uranus, the Jupiter-Neptune opposition is going to bring an element of crises or apparent crises into a number of ongoing political and economic situations this month. Don't buy into the hype and spin. This will blow over to a large degree by the end of the month, but this month is not going to be an easy one. The new moon in Virgo on the 13th is actually quite a favourable one, but the full moon in Aries on the 28th is not so easy for a lot of people, and that could lead to some sudden decisions and actions taking place at the end of the month. Indeed, the more we get towards the end of this month, the more there is a short-term element of concern. The square from Mars to Saturn at the very end of this month can be seen as quite provocative, volatile, or even in a worst-case scenario, quite warlike. I think if the Earth were my client, the whole planet and all the people on it, I'd be saying, well, look, stay low, not exactly stay under the blankets, but don't go making large-scale decisions or plans. But to the whole planet, to the planet Earth, September, as far as this month goes, planet Earth, do your best to have an impersonal, objective and detached month.